How's it going, guys? It's ZDEyE here. So I have done a little bit of a summarization of all the things that we know related to Stellar Blade. Let's begin. First of all, it has actually begun the development in 2018. And also, the main reason why Stellar Blade exists now is due to that the director of Stellar Blade, Kim Hyung-tae, says that Yoko Taro's Nier Automata was the motivation to make this game. Also, then we're getting into that this game is going to be around 25 hours story length. And if you want to go for like 100% completion, or at least maybe like a platinum trophy, it will be somewhere around 30 to 50 hours. Now, related towards the outfits, haircuts, jewelry, earrings, glasses, and by the way, there's going to be in total of around 30 plus different amount of outfits that you can also wear, and in fact more will be coming even after the release of the game. But just so you know, they do not have any sorts of stats, they're only for the cosmetics. And by the way, such as the haircuts, jewelry, earrings, glasses, they're all cosmetics that will give the benefit for Eve. The rating is 18 plus in Korea, and it's obviously due to the violence and nudity, it's not really surprising, and also it's M17 plus in ESRB. There will be no additional purchases needed to get anything out of this game, so that's excellent news. So there's going to be basically no microtransactions. Preload date is starting on April 24th. Now, the game is going to be quite a small size comparing to other releases that we have seen. 35 gigabytes to download. Incredible. The reason why this is 35 gigabytes, I'll say, is because Unreal Engine 4 that this game was created on is not as taxing or so intensive comparing to the Unreal Engine 5. Now, relating towards the combat, it is actually similar to Devil May Cry and of course Nier Automata, and maybe even some way Star Wars Fallen Order. There's going to be different combos and skills. You'll have to learn and different varieties of patterns and how to attack, when to defend, and when you can approach. There's going to be range combat included. Of course, there's going to be risk and reward related to it. And yes, there will be some stealth options as well if you want to go for assassinations. Parrying, dodging, all of it is expected to be seen within this sort of a title. Weapon critical hit and speed can be upgraded if you wish. And Stellar Blade, now not the game but the blade itself, is actually Eve's only weapon. There's a little bit of a mention, and I'm not too sure how far we can take this, but somehow you can actually go fishing. Now, relating towards the music, it's quite important. It's going to have about 100 tracks, having the same composure for this game as Nier did, so that's pretty awesome. You can definitely expect beautiful sounds in here. There's going to be 22 different languages, 9 voice-over dubbings. Japanese, by the way, language will not be available, but only be available in Japanese version of this game. Korean model of Eve is Shin-ya-shun. Hopefully I'm not butchering her name. Her body was scanned into the game, but the face of Eve's is actually created in-house. So this game is going to be semi-open world. Main city is Sion. It's basically a main base of operations. It's connected to one another, which is why it's semi-open world. Actually, maybe it's similar to what we have seen from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, the game is going to be taking place in space and of course the ravaged Earth, and in space we have seen tidbits from the trailers. Now, relating to, and the biggest thing that we clearly can see in Stellar Blade, I am talking about Eve's ass. It was actually paid close attention to make it as the best as possible, due to that this is majority of the time when you will be playing this game and actually seeing. The director actually mentioned why this decision has been made to have a beautiful model, basically of the main character that we get to play as. A lot of people will call that simping or whatnot. And he just said basically, I want to play as an ideal character. I don't want to play as a normal character. It's just basically it. Obviously there's a little bit more to it, but I kind of see and totally understand the reasoning. And in fact, yeah, this is fantastic. If I want to play as my own main character and I have a creation tool, I will try to make my best of making a female character that looks very pleasing to the eyes. Well, that's just me though. Now, Eve interacts with people and she opens up more, right? Becomes aware more and less of a soldier-like. She grows as a character, and by the way, Eve is also a human. So at the beginning of the game, she starts more of a soldier-like, expressionless, but coming to development through her adventures, obviously she'll be more and more like a human. That's basically the main gist of the story that goes through. She eventually learns the truth about nativas and the mysteries of the world. Nativas are, by the way, the main enemies within the Earth that we see and we have to fight. Eve can be seen, and I quote, as an angel that descends from the outer space with a sword. That's why there's a lot of people perhaps fear her and also maybe look up to her. Now, there are some ways of story decisions that you can make, but there's not too much freedom that you will see. Now, relating to performance mode, 60 FPS will be an option, resolution mode as a 4K will be an option, and lastly, balance mode. It's basically a middle ground option. Now, there's not much information is known what does this mean in terms of the middle ground, but we shall see. PlayStation 5 controller advantage, obviously haptic feedback, adaptive triggers is all going to be making a big role in here. And another thing that Sony actually has helped with the Stellar Blade development, since Shift Up developers are mainly known for making games on phones, but then making such a giant step into the console market space and making a game like Stellar Blade, they really had not much of an opportunity of starting off properly. That's why Sony has helped them out, and this is also the reason why it's exclusive coming on PlayStation 5. Now, we also got information related to Eve and companions that she has. I want to read it out really quick. Originating from the off-world colony where the human race shelters, Eve's arrival on Earth is a disaster as the 7th Airborne Squad begins its operation to reclaim the planet from the Nayatiba. A ferocious surprise attack leaves her unit decimated. With the odds firmly against her survival, Eve is saved by a scavenger called Adam, who guides her into Xion, the last remaining city on Earth. Aided by Adam and later an engineer called Lily, Eve vows to continue her mission, the complete elimination of the Nayatiba. Referred to as Angel by Xion's surviving residents, Eve explores the treacherous territory, uncovering more of its surprises with almost every step. And as she does, it becomes apparent that she faces much more than a battle against a formidable enemy force. Her values and everything she has held true to this point are about to be questioned. Next up, we're getting to her companion by the name of Adam. Adam is a scavenger who roams the devastated land. Adam spends his days gathering resources that help keep the city of Xion and its remaining human inhabitants alive. He works alone outside of the city boundaries and has little interaction with his fellow survivors beyond occasional contact with Orcal, an elder who relies on Adam to retrieve the hypercells that are needed to bring Xion back from their oblivion. Following the 7th Airborne Squad doomed arrival on Earth, Adam comes to Eve's rescue, and the pair subsequently join forces, using each other's skills to locate hypercells, assist the citizen of Xion, and of course, fight the Nayatiba. And then we're getting into Lily's background. As an engineer from the 5th Airborne Squad sent to Earth on earlier expedition, Lily is separated from her unit during its descent to the planet's surface. She survives, lying low until she picks up Eve's signal. A loyal, skilled technician, Lily commits to helping Eve destroy the Nayatiba, putting her talent to good use of upgrading Eve's equipment as she progresses deeper into her mission. And lastly, we're getting into the last companion, Tachi, the courageous leader of the 7th Airborne Squad. Tachi is a decorated soldier renowned for her tactical acumen, combat, and survival skills. The mission to Earth leading an assault team into battle against the Nayatibas couldn't have been in her safer hands, but things go very wrong. They barely have a moment to take a breath of their home planet's air before they're confronted by a shocking attack by Nayatiba from beyond their darkest nightmares. Well, that's it. These were all the informations that I could gather and everything that we have learned from the Stellar Blade. Tell me down in the comments as well, are you going to be picking up this game or not? Me personally, oh man, I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I see you guys all and have a wonderful day.